Hey guys, I am Ian K, and as we all know from today, Geomancer has been nerfed in terms of his survivability, whereby he can no longer proc lifesteal off his damage reflex. So today I am going to do sort of like a live breakdown, my live breakdown on how I could try to make Geomancer work. So I'm trying to, I guess, give you my life thinking, my life thought process on what I think I could do to maybe make Geomancer worth using on a non-unkillable long surviving team. Okay, so first off, let's just go over the footage of the run that I did earlier today where I showed how Geomancer performs. So throughout the entire run, he is in no danger of dying, so which means that the entire run, the lifesteal set didn't really matter as much. The only point where it matters is the point where he died. So let's see. So it was on turn 73, I believe. So he got stunned here. So he had about half life left. And then what happened here is that even though there was a shield, uh, Brogni gave the shield, he still died through that, which means that what happens here is that lifesteal is useless on him now because right after the stun, he will use his A3, and during the A3, he will not hit the clan boss. So if he doesn't hit the clan boss, he will never be able to lifesteal his health up. So my thought process is that as long as he is the stun target, lifesteal is useless on him. So lifesteal is basically dead on him. Lifesteal will only be useful if he is not the stun target. So he doesn't take the stun to get this low health. Okay. So now what can we do to combat this, to make him survive longer? So my first instinct is either healing, which will be through something that he doesn't need to hit with, so regeneration gear. Now I'm thinking regeneration gear, but realistically, the 15% that he heal from this point on will probably make it enough for him to survive, but realistically it will probably make him survive maybe one, two more rotations, so it will last up to turn maybe 75, 78 if I'm being generous. It will not be enough to make him last up to 100 turns that he was before. So the next option would be to reduce the damage that he takes from the AoE itself, and that would be Stalwart gear. So Stalwart gear, because everyone else is also in Stalwart, and as you can see, everyone survived that AoE. So Stalwart might be the way to go right now that makes the most sense. So I will try that. So I will do the life build here on my Geomancer to swap into Stalwart. So I personally used Hell Hades optimizer itself to gear my champions. It's just a quick, simple way to gear. Okay, so we got him slightly more HP, higher 4.5k defense. So this is the maximum amount of damage reduction that I can get. So the same speeds, higher defense, slightly higher defense, and slightly higher HP, but we are now in Stalwart set. All right, so now let's test the run in this comp to see how much better. So I did not change his masteries. He is still in Giant Slayer masteries, but the masteries is not relevant at all right now because what I'm testing is not the damage. We already know the damage is the same. What I'm testing is the survivability. What can we do to combat the lost stuff? Lifesteal. All right, so let's test the run. So all the champions are still in the exact same gear, so it will be a direct one-to-one comparison. Okay, so we are in a weak affinity spirit. So Geomancer will be the stun target. So what could also be the case is that Spirit, which used to be Geomancer's best affinity, is might be the worst affinity now. It might not be uh, optimal to have Geomancer be the stun target. The stun target might have to be a different champion now, but we'll see how this goes. Okay, I'm just doing the setup now. All right, so it should be auto from now. So what I'll do is I'll just let this run. I'll fast forward this run and I'll come back once the towards the end of the run and see which turn does Geomancer die and see if it will be comparable. All right, so it looks like with Geomancer in Stalwart, we were able to survive past the turn that we died previously with Lifesteal. So just looking at this, Stalwart is the way to go for Geomancer now. Lifesteal is obsolete now. You have to switch to um, Stalwart gear for a non-unkillable team. So we've managed to hit one key. We've survived past the turn, about turn 80 now. Now let's just see how far can we go with the new Geomancer build. And, uh, and I'll also stress the importance now for the Mancer comp to have a healer in Riho. So without a Riho, I think the comp will be significantly worse. Now, I think just looking at this, Geomancer is like less than a quarter health now. He might just die with this AoE. I don't see how he will survive this. Okay, he's still surviving. It's great. So Stalwart is making the big difference here. So that heal right there from Riho. So that heal has become even more important now. So without the Riho, I don't know how well this team will perform now because none of the champions here have the ability to heal themselves back up apart from the shield, which as we can see, the shield is getting less and less impactful now. The shield is getting eaten through from the clan boss hits. Now let's see if Geomancer can still survive this AoE or is this the limit? Okay, still good, still doing good. So yeah, I'll just fast forward again until the run ends. Okay, so Geomancer just died right there. So turn 92, 93, Geomancer died. So it's not as good, obviously, as Lifesteal. We've lasted 10 less rounds in terms of Geomancer dying, so the team will be dying shortly now. So yeah, definitely nerf, huge nerf, but still possible, still usable, I'd say, with Stalwart. But like, if we're just going by numbers with this one try here, it's like a 10% drop in terms of total damage because we are not lasting as long. All right, so there you have it. Stalwart is the next best way to build Geomancer in a non-unkillable team. Stalwart gear. And I haven't changed his masteries yet, so maybe when I switch him to War Master, he might be better. He might improve his damage a little bit more. So maybe that's it. Maybe he will go up to his previous damage. But yeah, thank you for watching. Goodbye.